Hello guys, we are here to talk about Concord and how to save it, honestly. You guys, if I bust out a commentary video, it's something that I do want to talk about. Now, a little introduction. I first saw this game at one of the events. I think it was Gamescom. One of those. It was like one of the front events. I'm not gonna lie, it looked good to me. I know it seems like a clone. I know it's like 20 years late, yada yada. I know. I just, when I watched the trailer, the trailer didn't really sell it for me, but the gameplay after the trailer did, after the cinematic trailer. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll play it. I don't care for like the story characters, Guardian of the Galaxy's kind of rip off stuff. I don't really play games for the characters that much. I know it's highly like necessary for like some games, or it really helps when it comes to community building and stuff like that. But for this instance, for Concord's sake, I was like, I just wanted to play it, Overwatch style or hero shooter or whatever they were, touting it as. And I come to find out that the killer for me, the reason I didn't play is because $40. I couldn't do it. I swear I thought it was gonna be free. The competitors are free. To be to be competitive in this type of game like field, you have to. I think you have to be free, right? That's what I was expecting. I would have played it if it was free, honestly. It's $40 is crazy for others that are free and available is crazy. So that's kind of the background. So how do you save Concord? Honestly, now people are not saying the gameplay is that bad. All right, people are not. That's not the problem. Majority of the time, people are saying, the characters don't look. The character designs are boring or plain or don't make sense. The pronoun situation, whatever. The price, stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you the 3-step plan. Okay, it's not 3. It's probably gonna be more or less. Basically, first of all, it has to go free. That's a given. It has to be free. There's no way to. First of all, you need you need it to be free so you can get more audience, so you can get more people playing. Okay, you can't compete with free. You can't compete with a $40 game nobody wants to play or nobody even knows about. Because at the Gamescom is the only time I've seen it. And these type of games you gotta hype up for a long time and then like build up an audience. It seems like they kind of shadow dropped it with like one trailer here and there. So I don't know what they expected to happen. So definitely make it free. That's boom bada bang. That'll get you at least players. That'll get you more players. All right, for a little bit longer. Okay. Second, I think it's definitely gonna need to. It's definitely gonna need to. The gameplay is not bad. It's free to play now. I don't really see the other problems. The other problems are whatever. Oh no, real quick, I do. Side note, little tangent, real quick. I did see one of the developers of the game like try to basically she said something along the lines of, or whatever. They said something along the lines of They said, we worked on this game. Oh man, it's a labor of love. Yada yada. Oh man, this was super cool. Somebody said, and then somebody replied, well, it's not your fault this game is bad. It's just, it's bad for this reason, this reason, this reason. And then the developer responds with, I like the game. I don't need an opinion from a talentless hack or something like that, and that is hilarious. First of all, I think it's fully, as a game developer, I think it's fully in your right to talk shit to anybody you feel like it's necessary. I think it's necessary. But the thing is, what I didn't like is you lock your social media or whatever. Like they locked it or muted, or like you can't even respond. If you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta let them talk to talk. Like you gotta stand on business. Saying one little poking out at your head and screaming at them and then blocking them from responding is crazy. Like, I'm gonna scream at you. I'm gonna scream at anybody that gives me, unfeathered critic. Okay, it was kind of feathered criticism. Guys, I get a little defensive, okay? That's just me. But I'm not gonna sit there and like not let you respond. Like, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, honestly. Anyway, tangent aside, my bad. All right, so free to play, definitely on the table. Are there microtransactions? Well, probably. It's yeah, of course it is. It's EA, I believe. I think it's EA, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely microtransactions. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think just making it free to play would give it enough stability to at least last a couple more years, and then we could figure out everything from there. But I don't think character designs is necessarily bad. Now, okay, when I first wanted to talk about Concord, I saw a lot of people talk about the character design, at first I was like, bro, it doesn't matter the character designs, it's just a game. But a lot of hero shooters banking on you liking the characters, Team Fortress, Overwatch. I don't play Overwatch, but I can tell what characters do from their player models, and I know some of the names. I don't know none of their names on Concord, but obviously Concord's not a household name, blah blah. So that's kind of irrelevant to an extent. But I guess they can do some redesign, but I feel like the way that they look is just how they would look in their universe. So it fits their universe because of the clothing and the art style, the colors. So I feel like even though the designs may not be to everyone's liking, I feel like it fits in that it fits in this world. So that's why I didn't really care about the character design. So it's whatever. I don't think that's necessarily important, but I may be wrong. Honestly, it's the character design thing is up for debate. All right, honestly. Second thing, the pronoun situation. I don't really care, but I do understand people seeing games as an escape, and they don't. And when they dealing with stuff like that, you don't want to go into a game that it reminds you of real life. So I can understand that. Me, I don't really care. So it's whatever. Games that don't push that kind of stuff. Games that push that kind of stuff will always get negative backlash because it's trying to appeal to an audience. Guys, don't appeal to an audience. Just be your genuine self, and if that comes out like that, then that's how it is. Don't try to appeal for like monetary sake or just to be on the other side and try, because a game that does it well is tell me why. I'm playing through it again. Well, not again. I watched it and now I'm playing through it myself. And they have a trans character, but they don't try to shove it in your face. It really takes a back seat after like the first like 3 hours. It takes a back seat and it's barely. It is the main focus of the game, but it's so not shoved in your face. Like it was done perfectly. So it can be done correctly. It's just, well, in my opinion. But so I don't. That's just nitpicking stuff, guys. We got to get down to the real business. Now, I did watch a couple like matches of people playing the gameplay, and it seems good. People said the gameplay wasn't bad. It just like. I also the marketing. Also, guys, this is a rant, by the way, so you know what you came for. But the marketing was also poor. Like I said, the only time I seen it was at Gamescom. I watched this cinematic trailer you're watching, and then the gameplay trailer was after it. And then after I seen the gameplay trailer, I was like, oh, I'll play it. But yeah, it needs to be way more advertised. Like everybody in the games community should know that advertising will cost the same or more to your development cost. So if a game costs $1 million to make, you're gonna spend $1,005,000. Well, that's not a lot, but you're gonna spend equal or more. All right, so you got to keep that in mind. That's just so yeah, advertising is necessary. Like my game right now, I can't advertise it now because I haven't made the pay. I'm gonna advertise it soon, guys, but I'm hoping to advertise the game a lot and hopefully get some more sales. That's why my first game wasn't a flop it was commercial flop, but it wasn't flop when it comes to knowledge. So, that's why my game didn't sell that well. I didn't have as many wish lists. I didn't have as many anticipation for the game, and I didn't have like the advertising know-how. So that's why people didn't know about it. So people that do want to play the terrible game I made, they don't know it exists. All right, so and people that wanted to play Concord, now that the hate train's here, now that the game's it is already dead from a monetary standpoint. Now that the game's dead, people that wanted to play don't even want to hop on anymore, because why would you buy a game that's going to die soon? So that's why people that even want to play it now, that now know about it, won't even hop in, because they think it's a dead game, dying game. So what's the point of spending $40 if the game is gonna if the game's gonna die? That's why I suggest making it free. Making it free will solve a lot of problems. It will give you some players. It will give you some kickback when it comes to microtransactions, which is what Sony wants. Honestly, they really. Every time I mention Sony and microtransactions, they really flop. They messed up Battlefront so bad. Battlefront 2, they could have been still on that same game making their moolah, but no. They said that Pink Vader would never be possible. All they had to do was make a setting where you could change all the skins to original, and then anyway, my bad. Jeez, just amateurs. Anyway, my bad. All right, Concord. That's what we're talking about. Stay on topic. All right. So, advertising was bad. Nobody knew about it, so that's why there's no players right now. The gameplay didn't look too bad. At some point it seemed like time to kill was high and then sometimes low. So I gotta watch more. To be fair, I didn't watch that much. But yeah, people, if you make it free, the people that want to play it, even though it's a dying game, will play it. So that is number one first step. And people were like, they're not bringing anything to the table. Concord's not bringing anything to the table. It's your box standard hero shooter, and I'm fine with that. I don't have it. That's why I wanted to play it. If it looks like a box standard shooter, and I was ready for it. That's what I was anticipating. But they wanted to. The Concord said the reason we're different is because we're gonna be dropping visual story trailers every, I think, month. What that got to do with anything? Like, that's why some people were suggesting that they have like a story mode, or they try to pivot to a story mode. I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think that's necessary. It wouldn't hurt, obviously, but it would detract from this. There's no point of playing. Well, I guess there is point of playing. Okay, in my mind, I'm thinking there's no point of playing multiplayer if the whole point of the game is single player and coming out with these stories. But people will play more multiplayer modes, so I'm just yapping now. I guess I wouldn't hurt it either to make like a single player where it's like I think as a story mode basically with chapters. Story mode with chapters. That shouldn't be too bad. And you get those chapters probably every 3 months instead of like 1 month with an animation. So, you might switch characters, or you might go to a different planet, and then that's how you can introduce different maps to the multiplayer pool, stuff like that. So I guess I guess put that on the list: a single player, episodic or chapter based story mode that can be done single player or co-op, local or land or whatever, and boom, that should get some support. That should make your game a little more rock solid. What else were people talking about with Concord? Oh, people were like, it was an article, people saying that gamers are enjoying the failure of AAA developers. Now I'm gonna give you my perspective. Do I care if a AAA developer fails? Not really. But I do look at it and say, hold on, water break. I do look at it and say, why would you do certain things? But obviously, we're looking at it from a perspective of no information. None of us were in, and none of us, except for those who were, none of us was in the development room. Nobody was putting code into the game. Nobody was at the boarding meetings. Nobody was at the consumer calls. So we don't know what really happened. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. So we can say, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? Some investors won't let you do certain things. The publisher won't let you do certain things. You may try to do something, but it's obviously not going to work, so you cut it or you do something else. So obviously, Vision 2020 or whatever. I forget that expression. What? Hindsight is 2020. Yeah, there it is. So obviously, we can sit back with the finished product and say you shouldn't have done that, but we weren't in the development room, so. I do have a little bit of leeway when it comes to like why they did that, because they probably couldn't do something the way they wanted to or the way they should, because a publishers what's the other people called? Jeez, publishers and the people that give money, backers, not the backers. You know what I mean? Jeez, I already said it. But those people may not allow certain things, or they might have a metric. It's kind of like the McDonald's situation. McDonald's is, I think it's McDonald's or Wendy's, but they're raising the prices of their food because every year they're supposed to like increase their profit. So, but McDonald's is everywhere. They own a bunch of land. Like they maxed out their physical like location, how much they can like go, like how much land they can take over. They max it out pretty much. So now they just gotta up the price so they can continue to climb and not stagnate or hit the ceiling for their profit. But that's kind of like Concord, because no, it's not like Concord. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm like, wait, why did they even talk about McDonald's? What? Hitting the revenue ceiling. I don't know. I lost train of thought, guys. But it's jeez, where was I, guys? Guys, tell me, where was I? I was talking about this, and then for some reason McDonald's came into situation. People were talking about the development. Okay. Development. People talking about development something. Let's see, development. People were mad at the development. No. People were mad at. Do I care? AAA games failing. All right, there we go. All right. So, the reason I brought up McDonald's is because they're doing bad stuff to continue to increase their profits, knowing that people come to McDonald's for cheap food, not, expensive food. That's the reason I brought the indication up. All right. So, do I care that? No. Sometimes I do laugh, but it's not. I don't find. Okay, I do find enjoyment. I really do. Sometimes I do. Because it feels like, because they make such stupid, choices. But keep in mind all the stuff I said about, backers and developers, publishers, blah, blah, blah. But they make such stupid decisions. I'm like, guys, if you just do this and you're golden. Because I'm thinking of from a developer standpoint. Majority of consumers are thinking of from a consumer standpoint. So they're like, well, this game is bad because of this, but I'm like, this game is bad because of this and this. All you gotta do is do this to fix it, and then they do the opposite every time. But they make moves to generate profit, guys. If you don't know what a company is, the main goal of a company is to make money. If they make you happy, that's just a byproduct. That's just plus. That's just a big plus. So just keep that in mind, guys. So don't be mad when companies will do stuff for money and not for your goodness, for the goodness of you, because it's kind of the point. Anyway, but I feel like AAA games that purposely like destroy their own self. It's their own fault. Like that, like I said, the Battlefront 2 situation. The reason that the whole, guys, if you don't remember, the whole loot box craze started because, I think it was FIFA 2, but also Battlefront 2. They it was just, I don't really know what I was playing Battlefront 2 at the time, but I didn't know anything about the loot boxes, so I'm just saying this from a remembering standpoint. But as I remember, like a lot of good characters were locked behind loot boxes, and the odds were so bad or so random without telling you the odds that now that games have to tell you the odds or something along those lines. And the reason they said that they had to do that, they couldn't do like a like cosmetics, is because one of the, I think like the CEO or like a big time developer working on it said nobody wants to see a green, no one wants to see a pink Darth Vader. I do. What? And guess what, guys? See, this is my developer brain going crazy again. To fix that little problem of people having skins or like certain custom gun weapon like charms or anything that's cosmetic based, if it breaks the immersion of the original Star Wars, just go to it should be a settings where it says original textures, true or false. If you turn it on, all the cosmetics they have will be reverted to the default one. It's literally a button press. It's literally a button press, and you can sell the craziest cosmetics, and you can just hide behind that. Oh well, you could just turn it off. And yeah, they're gonna still be sticklers that say, well, I shouldn't have to turn it off. I shouldn't see Han Solo with a sombrero. Buddy, do you want this game to flourish or not? It's either sombrero or get eyes on from the government, because we're trying to basically do slot machines. All right, I'm gonna have to take the sombrero on this case. So yeah, that stuff. That's what I'm talking about when I say like why you didn't do this. But that all right, it's just a good game. I like to play that game, so I'm upset that they dropped it because of a stupid little quote. Anyway, so. I think it's fine that people like revel in AAA developers failing. I don't see anything really wrong with it, especially the Bone. What was it? Black Flag. It was that ship game. It was like it was supposed to be based on like Assassin's Creed, Bones and something. Bones Black Flag, something like that, guys. You know what I'm talking about. It dropped recently. The reason I say you could do it for them is because they said they had not a AAA game, but the one that's for a quadra game. I forgot what they called it. But if you sit there and say your game is a quad A or whatever it's called, the 4 A's, then you deserve to get every type like. You deserve to get every like bad thing said about you, because they're literally trying to sell you on something that's not true, because it flopped. It's like I don't know necessarily how bad Black Flag was. I think that's what it's called. I don't know how. No, it's not called Black Flag, but you know what I'm talking about. The ship game that's supposed to be Assassin's Creed based. I don't know how to the extent of how bad it was, because I didn't research it, because I'm not interested in the game obviously. But I just know that they said that, and the game basically flopped. So, yeah, that's what you deserve, honestly. So it's people that saying that you have to stop being so negative. You have to be negative, because the only way gaming is going to get good again is if you stop buying what they're selling. Like, there's a lot of games I love to play, but they just have the most egregious microtransactions. For example, Shinobi Strikers. You can't. There's weapons. There's weapons behind loot boxes. There's characters. There's certain moves. There's like game breaking moves that you cannot get unless you have a loot box. So that in that instance right there, that is like extremely annoying. I would love to play that game, and I want that game to like flourish and all that, but like I can't even play like decks or builds everybody else is running, because I didn't spend money on the game. You gotta spend money to buy the characters. You gotta spend money to have a certain like oh wait, that's about it. I'm just trying to force a list, but it's like if they really made that game way more user friendly, I would say, unless you can keep the loot boxes. I don't have a problem with the loot boxes. It's just that, mate, there has to be a way to get what people can pay for, especially if it's game breaking. If it's cosmetic, then you don't have to have a way for free to plays to get cosmetics. That's fine. That's whatever. But if it's literally in the game and it's game breaking, and and it's certain powers that you locked behind certain characters, certain like weapons. You need to. There has to be a free to play way to get those weapons. And I know they have the scrolls, but I swear the scrolls don't get you anything. I swear they don't. I think the scrolls just get you cosmetics, because I've never gotten anything crazy from a scroll that I've wanted. It's just, I don't know the scroll system enough to like comment on it, so that's what I'm saying. But anyway, so games flopping, it's fine, and games deserve criticism, because a lot of AAA developers will do scummy stuff and people will still buy the game. So it's yeah, being hard on AAA is fine. Being hard on indies fine too, as long as they're if they're intentionally scamming and they hype up a game that flops, then yeah. But if somebody like first time making a game and it's trash, then I guess a little bit. You give them a little bit of a taste of the hate, just to get them better, not to completely destroy. But AAA developers, they don't listen to what people say anyway. They don't care. All they care about is the money going up. So you can say whatever you want about them. I think that's all the controversy, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Oh, jeez, even my alarm's going off. That's how you know I've been talking too long. I think that's all the controversies. We already been over player models, it not being free, the gameplay being. We talked about laughing at developers. We talked about that crazy developer. I think we got over all the bases. So right now on the list of how to make this game great again is to make it free to play and do a single player chapter based story mode that has co-op enabled, and bada boom bada bang, you'll be fine. Simple, guys. We just saved Concord. Are they gonna listen to us? No. Anyway, they're probably just gonna kill the game and start over. So that's my best get. But if it does go free, I will play it on the channel. So stay tuned. See you guys later. Bye bye.